engaging celebrity interviews, exciting updates from Christian filmmakers, movie reviews so you can choose your movies wisely, and so much more here on Faith on Film with Isaac Hernandez and Holly McClure.
Welcome to our first show of 2025. Holly, are you ready for 2025?
I am ready, and I'm excited about this year, and I'm excited about what happened last year. You know, this is the time I in a lot of the award shows. I'm a member of the Broadcast Film Critics Award. We have the Critics' Choice Awards that are out, the Golden Globes, the Emmys, the Oscars. So we know what the world thinks about the best films of last year, but what do the Christians think about it? Listen, we have had a lot of great faith-based films.
There was a lot.
There are a lot of inspiring ones, and I'm excited because we're seeing more and more Christian filmmakers, faith-based filmmakers. Let's see, what are they calling it now? There's a different word for it now, even though they're faith-based, but inspired to make these kind of movies. So it's exciting to see the plethora of choices that we had of interviews, producers, directors, people we interviewed about these films. So we're going to talk about those films today. And they may not be the best of the best order, like number 10 isn't the 10th. You know, we're just giving you the top 10.
The top 10.
Because many of you are going to say, well, that one was better than another. We agree. These are just the top 10.
They were all great for us anyway, and there were so many of them. But we're only going to highlight the 10 that at least we felt were the 10 that we wanted to talk about here. Which one is, let's call it number 10.
Okay, number 10 is Sight, right?
Sight, yes.
Sight. And we're going to show the trailer and then talk about it.
林旭，你想当医生吗？
想啊。
There was an uprising in my hometown.
打倒赵老师。
爸说他们有可能把学校关掉了，说我还怎么当医生呢？
I have this patient from India, a very brave girl. Hello, Kajal.
Ming, did the nun tell you what happened?
No.
Street beggars make more money if they're legitimately blind. So the stepmother poured sulfuric acid in each of her eyes.
She reminds me of Lily.
我永远都会保护你。
你真的那么想？
当然。
I told Lily we would make it together. How do I move forward? I feel like I'm stuck.
You are the doctor, they say, who can work miracles.
There's some things in the past that I can't get over.
Who says you have to get over them?
Keep working hard. You're gonna do great things in this world.
Somehow, I can help Kajal out of the dark.
I'm with you, Ming.
You cannot change the past, Ming.
The memory of Lily has fueled your desire to help people come out of their darkness.
You're gonna get there. Just let go.
This beautiful child has moved beyond the tragedy of her past.
Kajal has opened my eyes. She's teaching me that there's more to life than what you see.
Well, what a great movie that was. And if you want to know more about it, you can go to our show number 209 on our YouTube channel, Faith on Film TV, where we interviewed Andrew Hyatt, who's the writer and director of the movie.
Writer and director. And it did great. You know, it took years for that to kind of get made. It went through, and Andrew said he struggled to finally get it up on the screen. But it's a powerful story. It really is. It's a powerful story. You should go look it up, watch the interview, and please look up and watch the film. Okay, the next one we're going to talk about is You Gotta Believe. And I love this.
We move into the 11th inning. This is now officially the longest Little League World Series game in history.
You all right? Son, you gotta keep your eyes open.
Technically, he didn't drop it. It dropped him.
Good to see someone so cash about the spirit of baseball.
What else in life is there, Sam?
I'd say we're looking pretty whooped here, right? What are you talking about? We still got a chance. Peter, no sleeping in the dugout.
Coach, got a proposition for you. You manage the All-Stars and make a run the Little League World Series.
I manage the worst team in the league.
You got 10 days to whip these boys into shape. Okay, yeah. Go team.
Let's get our rears in gear. Let's go.
Not bad, right? The game can change with just one hit.
Dad, go get Mom, go get Mom. Help!
Where do we go from here?
Depends how hard you choose to fight.
There's nothing that makes me feel better than watching y'all play ball.
But we're awful.
Y'all need something to rally behind. Something that lights a fire in you.
I got something to rally behind. My dad. If we could just win for him, I know he could get better.
Bobby's always been there for us. Now it's time we're there for him.
1, 2, 3.
We never expect to be in this situation, but here we are.
Welcome to Williamsport, boys.
Sure those are boys?
That guy has a mustache.
They can beat the odds. So can I.
How you feeling?
My arm's shot.
It's just a game, Bobby.
It's more than that.
You know, something interesting is that this one also starring Greg Kinnear. That's our first two movies starring Greg Kinnear. But, you know, there was an interview. This was a little different because you actually were on the red carpet for this movie. Yes. And you got to interview Greg Kinnear, Luke Wilson, and Patrick Reina. You can watch that interview, folks, on our YouTube channel, show number 219. Holly, what can you say about this movie?
It was such a fun red carpet interview. And they did it in Fort Worth, because the story, of course, was about the baseball team in Fort Worth. Powerful story. I loved it. It's a good movie. My favorite part was interviewing Patrick Reina, and I got him to say, "You're killing me, Smalls," because, of course, he was the kid that started in Sandlot. Right. And the weirdly thing is, I interviewed him years ago in Sandlot for that movie, and he was featured on the red carpet for that. And then years later, got to see him again. So it's kind of a fun thing for me. But it's a good movie. Good movie. Great movie.
How cool was that? Well, what do we have for number 8?
Okay, number 8, we're coming to... I have to read my list. Bonhoeffer.
Oh, yes.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again, because the visions of me creeping left its seeds when I was sleeping.
Hate comes in every color.
And the vision that was planted in my brain still remains within the sun.
We have devised a plot to assassinate the Führer.
You will go to England as our spy.
Churchill sees Germany as a home. He's afraid that a bomb traced to England would mean invasion or worse.
Invasion. Invasion. My country was invaded from within.
And the people bowed and prayed to the neon god they made.
Hitler.
And the sign flashed out its warning. And the words that it was forming. And the sign said the words on the prophets are written on the subway walls and tenement halls and whispered in the sun.
I'm ready to meet my destiny.
Of silence.
Now, that was a whole different type of movie. Very serious, but what a wonderful story.
Powerful story.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't do an interview on that, or did we do an interview on that?
No, actually, I think that one we did talk about it. So if you guys want to know more about it, obviously you can go to our show number 225.
Yes, yes. And the thing about this is, I had a chance to see a screening of it early and talk to the Irwin brothers, who are the producers. The Kingdom Story has produced this and done it. So we know the people behind the filmmaking of this. And it's a powerful story based on a true story, and you really should watch it. It's been in theaters for weeks, but it's wonderful. Okay, up next, Ordinary Angels.
Oh, yes.
Story, but let's watch the trailer.
$400,000 plus in medical bills. All 3 credit cards maxed out. Your income's only $3,600 a month.
Yes, ma'am.
That's not good, Ed.
No, ma'am.
I'm gonna put together a press kit for corporate donations, that kind of thing. Smile. Girls, help your daddy out. I've owned 4 small businesses. I'm good at plenty of things. Taking no for an answer ain't one of them.
Daddy's no for his head.
You're asking us to reduce the family's medical bills due to hardship. No, I'm asking you to erase them. All of them. Was that funny?
Oh, you want to go on an adventure?
Michelle will need to fly 700 miles to the Children's Hospital.
Are you telling me we need a plane now? How exactly do you recommend we get a plane, Doc?
I'll get you a plane, I promise.
We are going to save this girl, you hear me?
We're gonna need a lot of shovels. This is our last chance. If we don't take it, Michelle dies.
How did it become your responsibility to save her? Because I'm here? Because I can.
A very cute movie, and we did interview the producer Kevin Downs, and you can see that interview on show 195.
Yes, and it stars Hilary Swank. And the sad part is the Academy will never recognize a faith-based film, or rarely anyway, for Oscar, but she really should have been a contender. She was great in this role, very different for Hilary Swank. And it was based, again, on a true story, folks. So this is another true story movie. Go see. It's a powerful story, and it's got humor and heart. And the guy who plays Reacher, so, you know, it's something for everyone.
Great movie. Now, I am noticing a pattern of true stories, because this next one is also a true story.
Also a true story, Lost on a Mountain in Maine. And let's take a look.
This hike, it's no picnic. Treacherous terrain, takes a whole day.
Sure, some crummy old mountains that are fishing for 2 weeks sounds just swell.
Well, you don't have to go. The world is not going to give them a break. Neither should I. There she is, Mount Katahdin.
We're gonna hike that?
Sure, you're almost men now. Come on, slow down.
You want us to be men? Then let us be men. We don't need you. We're going to the top. We need to stick together! I can't find the trail! God!
Where's Dawn?
I don't know. Where's your brother?
There's 100,000 acres of wilderness out there. So damn focused. I'm trying to make him tough. I forgot to be his dad. I just hope to God we get one more chance.
We need volunteers. As many as you can send.
Hey! Over here!
Do you think our son is dead?
I always told him, when things get tough, press on.
Your brother is really stubborn.
Yes!
Press on.
Yes, another wonderful movie. And you know what? We did interview the director, Andrew, what is it? Keitlinger, I think is the way it's said. And that was on show number 224.
Yes, and it was a really powerful story. Again, a true story. And it happened years ago, but it's fascinating, the journey that it took. And I was interested to find out that Sylvester Stallone wrote and produced this. So he was behind the film. He's really branching out in the faith-based market, and we love Sylvester Stallone for doing that. So again, another one to watch.
We need to get him on the show.
We do. Okay, that's on our list for 2025, Isaac. It's on our list for 2025.
It's our wish list right there. All right. So then the next one is, we love the next one, don't we?
Christmas pageant ever. Okay, we know the person who directed it, produced it. We love him dearly, Dallas Jenkins. Let's take a look.
Oh no, it's the Hermans. Now. The Hermans are absolutely the worst kids in the history of the world.
What'd they do now, dear? Break another window?
Set something on fire?
Steal your lunch and then punch you for not having any candy? No, even worse. We're gonna be in your Bible play.
Herdmans in church.
Oh boy.
We take the pageant seriously. It's about community and tradition. What do you all suggest, that I kick the Herdmans out of the church?
Yes. I want to be Mary, and Ralph wants to be Joe.
And the angel of the Lord?
Ow!
The Herdmen shouldn't be here. They're a poor influence. You don't look like any Mary I've seen before.
Don't touch him. I'm happy to take over the part at any time.
I can't just kick him out.
I thought you all might be interested in one of my stops.
You never told me you visited the Herdmans.
I got the biggest ham for you guys. Is your mom home?
Not when the sun's up. What if the Herdmans ruin this for you?
They probably will, but it's not about me. Jesus was born for the Herdmans as much as he was for us. We'll be missing the whole point of the story if we turn them away.
Okay, that's going to become my new every Christmas movie to watch, aside from Elf.
And It's a Wonderful Life. You got to include that one too.
Okay,
Now,
sure.
This is a classic. We interviewed Dallas Jenkins and Kevin Downs, the producer. Again, Kevin Downs again. But they produced it and had a quick interview with them. And what show is that, Isaac?
That's on show number 224.
224. And we love that movie. And it was in theaters like all during Christmas. It became, I think, a family favorite. Did real well at the box office. We're really proud of Dallas. It's his first venture out from The Chosen to do something very different. And so it was very well received. And we're proud of him for that. Next one up. You and I were involved in it. I was on set actually a few years ago doing interviews. It was wonderful. The movie Reagan. If you haven't seen it, you must. This is a must see in 2025. Let's take a look at the trailer.
Welcome to your life.
I was a lifeguard on a river,
There's no turning back.
and I learned how to read the currents. Not just the ones on the surface, but also the ones deep underneath the water.
I am about to start the biggest war of this century, and I'm not going to fire a single shot.
You're gonna blow up 8 years of diplomacy.
Well, if you think that got their undies in a wad, you just wait.
What did the president know, and when did he know it?
What would you have me do?
I want you to fight!
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
So you can learn more about that movie from our show number 214. But you know, Holly, that's another one of those movies that Hollywood kind of snubbed. It was a great movie, and yet Hollywood didn't even want to recognize it.
With Dennis Quaid, a great actor who Hollywood loves, you would think, right? Mark Joseph produced this. I'm telling you, this is one of those movies that I think if you haven't seen it, you're thinking, well, we don't even remember Reagan. We don't know much about it. You should watch this movie because a lot of what happened in this movie to Reagan during his his term as presidency, was happening right now with the college campuses and the riots and things that were happening in Russia. And I mean, you'd be amazed at how many things parallel and coincide. Another favorite, Pat Boone stars in this movie as an older pastor who was with the younger Pat Boone. So character plays his younger self. And they were with Reagan at a private dinner meeting. And so it's interesting to see that. I thought that was very unusual. Just a great film. I cried at the end. It's heartwarming. And it was so well received. So we're cheering Reagan on. It should have won awards. And if it maybe, who knows, maybe miraculously someone will. I'm sure Movie Guide Awards and others will acknowledge it. But we're acknowledging it as well.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And this next one is actually sort of a personal favorite of mine.
Is it?
Yes.
Disciples in the Moonlight. I love the title.
Yeah.
We have purified this country from the hateful words of the Holy Bible and replaced them with an inclusive, welcoming text that reflects our current values and beliefs.
You see what's happening out there? They are chasing down every hint of the original Bible.
So you're not gonna help him?
This is going to end badly.
Okay, well maybe I'll go then.
Honey, is this even possible?
It's a risk we have to take.
You're gonna need a really good team to pull this off.
Guys, this job is unlike anything we've ever done before. There are 7 underground churches spread throughout Ohio, Kentucky, and Illinois. Each church has designated one of its members to come out of hiding. Our job is to deliver a single copy of the scriptures to that person.
All while flying under the radar of Homeland Security.
So if you want out, now's the time.
Just don't think you've thought through the risks.
Are you questioning everyone else like this?
Everyone else is not my daughter. I'd warn you not to do it.
Come on, Jim, I need you.
Then you take it to them. Just leave us out of it.
Maybe we should rethink this whole thing.
No one does what we do.
I didn't think it was gonna be like this. What'd you think it was gonna be like? Not this.
Isaac, I love Brett Farvell. He's the producer, the director, the star of this, and he had such a personal interest in this film. I just loved him because we know the background of his story, and it's an amazing movie.
It is. It's like I said, it's one of my favorites. Maybe part of it is because it's Brett, and I absolutely adore Brett. But it was also a very, very exciting story. It's just a great movie.
Now, where can people see it?
Well, actually, they can see the movie itself. It's streaming on PureFlix, but they can watch the show number 211, so they can see the interview that we did with Brett.
Okay, very good. All right, next one. God's not dead still. He's still alive.
He hasn't died.
Not dead. In God we trust. But honestly, this was a great movie.
It was. I think it was the best in their series.
I do too.
We're 6 weeks out from Election Day, and a lot of folks have lost hope in the future of our country.
We must maintain a wall of separation between church and state. Religion has no place in the public square.
Once they bankrupt our country, they will have complete control.
Where did we go wrong, Lord?
We need someone who can light a fire in the voters.
The preacher. He helped on those education hearings.
I've been hired to manage your campaign for Congress.
I'm not a politician.
If you don't take on this fight, we could lose everything.
They found someone to run against you. Are we worried about a preacher?
My next guest is a candidate for Congress. You're going to get a lot of questions about your faith.
Well, maybe people are looking for more spiritual and moral leadership in Washington.
You're making God an easy target for them, Pastor.
God's not the target, Lottie. Our country is. God's just standing in their way.
I will not be made a fool of. I won't stop until your moral high ground crumbles beneath your feet.
You don't win unless you play by their rules.
I feel like I have two options. I can either do the things my faith asks me not to, or I lose this race. It's like God keeps putting these impossible mountains in front of me.
Perhaps God put those mountains in front of you to show that they can be moved.
How do you know it's God?
Reverend Hill, your beliefs are a textbook example of Christian nationalism.
Whenever anyone of faith promotes a policy that you don't like, you label them a Christian nationalist. We need to stand up. Send a message to Washington. Tell them you're not ready to give that power up. You have the power to change things. Not me, not him, you.
In God we trust.
You know, Isaac, this is a really relevant movie for today's politics. I mean, it really is. It hits
Very
the target.
much so.
And Scott Baio, we got Joni Loves Chachi and Charles in Charge. And I mean, this guy's been in the biz for decades and for years. Had very interesting comments about Hollywood. And how
That's right.
People should watch this interview. It was fascinating.
And they can watch that interview on show number 219.
Okay. Well, we forge ahead with our top of the list, The Forge. And it's got a lot of our favorite people in it. And
Yes, it
it's
does.
got a great story behind it. So let's take a look.
Your grandfather drove this?
My dad told me he was gonna fix it over me. This is the way he left it. Like everything else.
You are my son, but I'm giving you 1 month to find a job, or you can find one of your little friends that's gonna let you sleep on their couch for free.
Can I help you?
I'm just trying to talk to a young lady right here.
I need for you to leave my shop right now.
I'm gone. And I won't be back either.
That's something right there your father would do.
Well, I ain't him.
You acting like him. Boy, it's hard for a woman to call out the man and her son. I just need some prayer support.
I'm just trying to see about a job, right? I ain't heard about nothing. What, you a salesman for this company?
I'm the president. That's for more.
A big part of becoming a man is showing up. Can you do that, Isaiah?
You made all these promises.
When my sister tells me that she needs prayer support, honey, I bring prayer support.
Am I in the right place? Miss Clara!
We pray that the Lord will open Isaiah's eyes so that he could see himself the way that the Lord sees him.
You're 50 minutes early. Hey, try not to be late again.
I want to introduce you to a small group of men that mean the world to me.
We grow together, we eat together. It's one of the most important things I've ever done in my life.
God has forgiven me so much. Who was I to refuse to forgive?
Okay, Jesus, I give it to you.
What are we waiting
kind of man do you want to be? And what do you want people to think when they see you coming?
We only got 6 of us, 7 including Emmett. I'm willing to go the second mile. We can't just walk out and do nothing. Let's roll.
If I may be blunt, a man stands in front of me. Isaiah, welcome to the Forge.
You know, Isaac, the Kendrick brothers, Alex and Stephen Kendrick, directed, produced this, wrote it, and we did interviews with them, and we've loved them since Facing the Giants. I mean, I've known him literally since he was pitching Facing the Giants. And and TVN characters. So we've known them for decades. Yeah. We love these guys. They do always powerful, amazing, War Room, other movies that they've done. But this one's really special, wasn't it? And we did a great interview with him, didn't we?
Yes, we did. And you can see that interview on show number 216. Remember, you got to go to our YouTube channel, and then look up show number 216 on Faith on Film TV. Great interview with those guys.
And talking about what went behind it and making it a story. And Cameron Arnett, one of our faves as well. Mm-hmm. We've interviewed him from so many. He's the star of it. And there's a new star about it, Isaiah. Who plays the star. Anyway, great film, but you particularly loved this movie. There was a certain scene that meant a lot to you, wasn't there?
There was, and it was, a short scene in the entire movie, but it was just very impactful, and that's where Isaiah, his character, he's holding up the sword, and of course it starts to get pretty heavy, but then as part of the group of men that were mentoring him, they all start coming in and putting their hands underneath the sword, and as they all helped out, the sword became less heavy, and it was an amazing lesson.
Yes, about men. It's really bonding men and father figures and just really supporting that, which we need in this culture and society. Yeah. Great film. Anytime of the year, a great family film and great for teenagers to watch, I think. Really important for teenagers.
Yeah. Now, of course, there was actually more movies that came out, but, it was a great year. There was a whole lot of movies that came out in theater and even a whole lot more that came out that never went to theater. They just went straight to streaming. And you know what? We'll probably have to do another show here in the near future and talk about some of those movies that didn't go into theaters, but they're still great movies nonetheless.
Because people are streaming these days, and you can always go and see these films, and you should. In fact, Washington's Armor from Capernaum Studios, which Tammy directed, that's on Amazon Prime for free. Look up Washington's Armor, which, again, is another film about the early years of George Washington. Powerful, amazing film, and that's free. That's on Amazon. So we'll have to do another show where we tell people where they can go see movies for free.
Well, that's it for today, though, and really excited about this coming year. Expect a lot of great new shows, a lot of great new interviews. Go check out our website, faithonfilmtv.com, and you'll see a lot more of what we're expecting for this year.
Well, it's a great start to the year, Isaac. Always happy to do it with you. We've got a lot of things to do, a lot of exciting things to do. We'll see what this year brings.
Sounds good. Bye-bye now.
Write to us at faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. That's faithonfilmtv@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Faith on Film TV. Also, go to our YouTube channel, Faith on Film TV, and hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications on our latest Faith on Film shows.